in summary, I'm doing the press. Colleagues, good morning. It is past. I'm going to start the meeting. Thank you for availing yourself for the meeting today. And as you will receive the notice, the meeting is a joint meeting for the Standing Committee in Infrastructure and the Standing Committee, the longest name ever, of Economy and help me, Kayla, what's your Standing Committee name?
Finance, Economic Opportunities and Tourism.
Yeah, what she said. And my name is Matlodi Maseko. I'm going to allow the members to introduce themselves for record purpose and also after the officials that have joined us today. Over to you, members, starting with member Kayla.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Kayla Murray and I'm the Standing Committee Chair for Finance, Economic Opportunities and Tourism in the Western Cape.
Good morning, Chair. Andrikus van der Westhuizen, a member of the Standing Committee on Finance, Economic Opportunities and Tourism.
Members, member Little, if you can introduce yourselves, I'll appreciate that.
Good morning to the board chairs. I am Mbulelo Isaac Seleku, a member of the committee. Good morning to the staff as well and to the other honorable members. Thank you very much, chairs.
Okay, now that comes to member Kayla. Do you have a quorum for your standing committee?
From my side, yes, we were just waiting on member Little to have 5 out of 8 members.
Okay, no. I also have the quorum from my side, so we can continue.
Sorry about that.
Pardon?
I'm just trying to call her into the meeting quickly.
Yeah, okay, we will continue. Thank you very much, Shemis. If the officials can introduce themselves.
Morning, Chair. Morning, members. Mpokili for legal support.
Good morning, members. Zaida Adams, Procedural Officer.
And Shemis and Lizette.
Good morning, members. Good morning, chairpersons.
Lizette Kluter, Senior Procedural Officer.
Shamiz?
Good day, members. Shamiz, the Procedural Officer for the Standing Committee on Infrastructure.
Masintle?
Morning, Masintle Mkhobata, Committee Assistant. Thank you.
Thank you, Siraj.
Good morning, ICT.
Thank you. That's, I think it's everybody have introduced looking from the list. Colleagues, as you received the notice, we do have the two committees where we received a bill referred to us, and the Standing Committee of Infrastructure and Standing Committee on Finance, Economic Opportunities and Tourism have joined us. I don't see any public member that have joined us. I'm not going to go through the rules of engagement, as by now we all know that it's our Bible when coming to the standing committees. All members understand the modus operandi of engagement in the committees. I'm trying to delay a little bit for the members that are trying to join in, but I think I'm not winning. So we received a referred ERA, the ERA bill, myself as the chair and member Mary, and that was referred to us on the 15th of April, 2024. The NCOP's program indicated that the negotiating mandates on the ERA bill were due by the 2nd of May 2024, which meant that the committees had 2 weeks for public participation and to submit a negotiating mandate to the NCOP. Given the technical nature of the ERA bill and its amendments, the Office of Speaker was requested, which coming from me as a chair and member Mary, requested to write to the NCOP chairperson to request an extension to that. The committee could request public input and submit the negotiating mandate by the 17th of May, 2024. And that meant that we needed more time for us to can go and do the public hearings. We also gave the suggestion that the NCOP to withdraw the bill and revive it in the new term if the extension could not be granted. And the request was made on the 15th of April. So the Office of the Speaker followed up on the request on the 18th April 2024 to the House Chair, the NCOP. And by then there was no response yet. And the Office of the Speaker also on the 23rd of April 2024 did a follow-up, as the office didn't receive the response yet. The chairperson of the NCOP then responded on the 26th April 2024, indicating that the matter has been referred to the chairperson of the select committee that was dealing with the bill, which is the ERA bill. The NCOP chairperson indicated that he would respond to the committees once the select committee chairperson responded to the request. On the 29th April 2024, in the absence of the response from the NCOP chairperson and with the negotiating mandate looming on the 2nd May 2024, the Office of the Speaker was requested to write the NCOP chairperson again, indicating that committees were withdrawing the request for an extension and were further requesting that the bill be withdrawn and revived in the next parliamentary term, which will be the 7th Parliament. The NCOP chairperson was requested to respond to the Speaker by 3:30 on the 30th April 2024. Unfortunately, the NCOP did not respond to the Speaker by the 30th April 2024. The committees then received a response from the NCOP on the evening of the 3rd May 2024, a day after the NCOP's Select Committee completed its deliberations on the negotiating mandates of the ERA bill. The provinces were informed that the final mandate is due by the 14th May 2024. The chairpersons then, we sought additional legal advice on whether we were still able to submit a final mandate indicating our stance on the bill. Hence, the final mandate meeting was arranged for the 13th May 2024. So that's where we are coming to the ERA bill. So I am going to hand over to the members. If there's any clarity, we do have Mpokwele with us, which is our legal advisor for this meeting for today. Any questions, any clarity? So as we speak now, members, while we are still thinking about anything else, is there is documents, and I take it that documents that the members received from the NCOP. Shumis, was that sent to the members, to all the members? And Zahida?
Good morning, members. Yes, I think Shumi sent those documents, I think the minutes of the 2nd of May, which were the minutes for the negotiating mandate.
Okay. Thank you very much. So I take the members, you saw that. And I recognize member Andrikas.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you for that introduction and for the summary of what has transpired up to now. Chair, the courts have in the past given clear guidelines as to what is required from parliaments, both the National Assembly, the NCOP, as well as our provincial parliaments, in terms of public participation, and that the public must really be given an opportunity to be able to comment and for us to consider their comments and their inputs on proposed legislation. Now, it is quite clear from the summary that you've presented to us that those guidelines set by the courts have not been followed, that the timelines have just been too short for us to really advertise. And this is not the only committees and the only bill that has found itself in this position. We've also, in other cases, pleaded with the NCOP not to rush things at this point in time, but to rather postpone it to the next parliament. Quite frankly, Chair, in many of these cases, the legislation have been dragging along, and the NCOP and even the National Assembly has not prioritized those pieces of legislation. And now they try to really, push through lots and lots of legislation at a very, very late stage in this parliamentary term. And what we've seen, unfortunately, is that quite often the NCOP has been reduced to a rubber stamp of the National Assembly's decisions, and they've not been able to really consider any of the inputs made by any of the provinces. And therefore, Chair, I would like to propose that we do not support this. I am under the impression that, unfortunately, our final mandate report can only express either support, abstention, or for us, to oppose. But I would like to propose that we oppose this, but then in a separate letter that we also write to express our concerns for the lack of public participation that's been followed in this instance. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I see member Suzette Little.
Thank you, Chair. I would second that proposal of the Honourable Member van der Westhuizen, simply because we as Good have also got a number of concerns which are similar to what we've just heard. And I think it will be very irresponsible of us to actually go ahead and support something like this when we've already violated what the court has instructed us to do. And so I would support that recommendation, Chair. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Member Kayla?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, this sort of moved on to my part, so I'm not sure if you'd like me to take over chairing.
No, I think I'm in agreement. Let me take Member Isaac before you come in.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chair. It will be an injustice towards the committee if I don't add my 2 cents of views in terms of what the other members has been saying. Chair, I think there's been a trend that has been developing from the NCOP now, especially in the last 2 months, where we have been crying, about the same thing over and over again. And in some committees, there are chairpersons that listen to what we are saying. And in some committees, there are just chairpersons that just ignores us. And I think, Chair, we need to be very, very, very strong in our wording when we write a letter, expressing our disappointment in the manner in how we have been treated from the side of the NCOP. Because we know lawmaking is not child's play. We take it very serious as the Western Cape Provincial Parliament. But if the NCOP don't take lawmaking too serious, and they don't even comply to their own rules, where their own rule says at least they must give province, they must look at a minimum of 8 weeks in terms of public participation when they do their own laws. So, but when they come to us, they want to dictate to us as a different sphere how we should, go about making our own laws in terms of getting the views of our residents in the Western Cape. And we are not asking the NCOP to give us time, because it is our right as the Western Cape Provincial Parliament to follow our own processes in terms of public participation. And we should be very clear, and so that when they have a exit report and the new members of the 7th Parliament in terms of the National Council of Provinces, they must also know and try to correct what has been done by the 6th Parliament of the NCOP in terms of law, in terms of lawmaking, because we cannot be taken as if we are not lawmakers. We are lawmakers. We've been elected as like they were elected. So they need to give the provinces the respect that they deserve and make sure that we fulfill our responsibilities as lawmakers to the best of our abilities, not to come to us and then rubber stamp laws. And whereas there's been court cases where over and over the national parliament and the NCOP has been taken to task in terms of their public participation, but they don't learn. They keep on doing the same thing, expecting different results. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. I think we echo the same sentiment when coming to this. So that was my part to give the background and to give where we are. I'm going to hand over to my co-chairperson on the way forward. Member Kayla Murray, over to you. Thank you, members.
Thank you, Member Maseko. All right, colleagues, I think it's very clear that unanimously we do not support this bill for a number of reasons, given that, for example, the time periods were insufficient, we were unable to conduct meaningful public participation, and so our final mandate will reflect that accordingly, as well as a letter to be sent on our displeasure. So with that, members, I would like to, all right, I recognize Member Mvimbi.
Thank you, Chairperson. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, my apologies, Chairperson, for coming in late, but I've been following the discussion that are taking place. I also just wanted to register that because Honorable Ngondo could not come in, and she has also requested me if I can come in also on his behalf, and would also like to record our support for the bill. on behalf of the ANC.
Your minority view is noted. Thank you. I recognize Member Little.
Thank you very much.
Chair, I just want your advice, please. As you know, I'm a new member, so I don't want to come in and disturb the committee. I just need to understand, we have concerns that we would like to also have noted. Do we write to you? Do I read it into the minute? Could you just give me some guidance? Because we would like our voice to be heard as well. Thank you, Chair.
Absolutely, thank you. I'm just going to call on Ms. Adams, who can just guide us procedurally and in terms of the drafting of her report. Ms. Adams.
Chairperson.
Apologies, Ms. Adams, before you jump in, Member Maseko.
Chair, I just want to just get the clarity from Member Mvimbi, because remember when we started, he was not here, and I take it that is why he is recording the support of the bill. So he didn't hear the background of what is happening, because as we speak now, we don't have the opinion about the bill itself, because we haven't even received any briefing about the bill, because the time frame shall change Western Cape for us to do due diligence in processing the bill itself. So the background to it is we haven't done anything, Member Mvimbi, about the bill, the briefing or any other thing. So that's where the uncomfortability from all the members, we echo the same sentiment that we were shortchanged, and the NCOP continued with the bill without acknowledging that we need also to process the bill and consider to be considered contributing to their bill itself from the Western Cape.
All right, so before I hand over to Ms. Adams, Member Mvimbi, I would just like to call on you and see if your view has changed at all in light of the background information shared.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Mindful of that, I've been following that, and most probably I think it might not be the first bill that is being sent to us where it was said it will be, there won't be a briefing. But then if, because of the time frame, the bill needs to be enacted and this process must be followed, we remain in support of the bill.
Noted, thank you. Ms. Adams, if I could just draw on your expertise in terms of the submissions from Member Little.
Thank you, Chairperson. No, Member Little is welcome to state her position in the minutes. We'll record it in the minutes.
All right, then Member Little, for the record and for the minutes, would you like to proceed with stating the contributions that you have, and then from there we can move on to the report.
Thank you, Chair. I will start with the Central Purchasing Agency. Our comment there, we recommend that further clarity be provided on the agency's role and reporting structure. On the day-ahead market, it is unclear how the day-ahead market will be housed, set up or operated. Should the board of the STO, the Central Purchasing Authority, the regulator, or the minister determine through this through rules. We recommend further consideration and provision of the definition and determination of the day-ahead market. There are a number of undefined terms in the relevant provisions of the bill regarding the TSO and the competitive multi-market, making these provisions difficult to evaluate fully. On item 3.2, the tariff methodology, we recommend reinstating this provision because the methodology used to determine the rates and tariffs must still be visible, but should not apply to private overtake deals or national or municipal overtake deals where tariffs have been bid under a procurement process. The setting of the tariff levels may also curtail competition in the market. 3.3 penalties. The imposition of such penalties on own generation facilities, but not other types of facilities, appear to be arbitrary, and the justification of this amendment is not immediately clear. Upper limits on the amounts of the possible penalties are also not specified. 3.4, we recommend expanding this section to cater for the construction of substations and other auxiliary transmission infrastructure that may be required by the transmitter. 5, the minister's powers to issue a revised integrated resources plan every 3 years detracts from the TSO's ability to procure electricity supply as needed when imbalances or shortfalls occur during that period. It is also not clear whether new utility scales generation capacity can be licensed by NERSA and constructed when it is not included in a ministerial determination. We recommend further consideration of the balance between these two elements of the bill. Thank you, Chair, for your assistance in this matter.
Thank you very much, Member. I understand that you're also going to be emailing the submissions that you've made for the minutes to the procedural officers. So with that, I would just like to get an indication from the procedural officers. Would you like a minute just to work on the report, or are you happy to pull it up?
Thank you, Chairperson. We're good to go.
Okay. All right. If you can pull that up, then I'll read it in. Can make it a little bigger, please. Okay, and then the bottom of the report, does it need to include my details as well as, there we go, perfect. Okay, members, I'm going to read the report in for the record. Committee report, final mandate stage, report of the Standing Committee on Finance, Economic Opportunities and Tourism, and the Standing Committee on Infrastructure on the Electricity Regulation Amendment Bill B23B of 2003 NCOP dated 13 May 2024. The Standing Committee on Finance, Economic Opportunities and Tourism and the Standing Committee on Infrastructure, having considered the subject of the Electricity Regulation Amendment Bill B23B 2003 NCOP, referred to it in accordance with Standing Rule 217, recommends that the House confers on the Western Cape's delegation in the National Council of Provinces the authority not to support the bill. In accordance with Standing Rule 90, the African National Congress expressed its minority view to support the bill. Of course, this will be sent in tandem with our letter of displeasure. Members, can I get an indication of support or to adopt? Member van der Westhuizen?
Chair, I support that we adopt this report. Thank you.
Thank you. Any seconders?
Second.
Thank you, Member Little. Okay, members, with that, I would just like to thank you very much for your time this morning. We know that this is a very unusual time to be having a meeting, given that we are in the middle of our campaign season. Member Maseko, would you like to come in as well?
Yeah, I would love to come in. My hand was, I think, a little bit late. Can you, Zaida, can you flag the report, our report, please? Okay. Is a standing committee on, no, not on my name. I want the content. Thank you. The standing committee on blah, 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 electricity regulation, having considered the subject of electricity, referred to according. I just want to find out, Chair, because we haven't considered the bill itself. Now, when we say consider the subject of the electricity regulation, it's not the issue of we don't support the bill or we support the bill. I thought our issue is we haven't processed the bill itself. That is why we can't comment on it based on that. So we need to say we don't support the bill because it was never processed, it was never taken for the public hearings.
Okay, so essentially we cannot support the bill because of that. If I could just
we didn't process it, but as it stands now, it's like we don't support, we process the bill, but we didn't do that. It might be in fact that we support the bill, but because we don't have an opinion about the bill that we never got a chance to process, even the briefing from the NCOP, that is why we cannot support the bill.
Okay, with that, I would just like to call in Advocate Kuole. If you could just assist us with the wording in this regard, please.
Chair, because it's a final mandate, we only confined to whether we support or whether we don't support the bill. So we have to restrict it to that in terms of the Mandates Act. If it maybe was a negotiating mandate, we'd have more leeway in terms of, maybe motivating. So in terms of the Mandates Act, we only confine to whether we support or not support. We cannot really motivate.
Member Maseko, I was just checking in to see if you have any response to that. Otherwise, in our letter of displeasure, we can further iterate on that. Are you covered?
Yeah, I'm covered. It's sort of like I'm covered. Majority democracy, it works this way. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate everyone applying their minds to this so early in the morning on a Monday. And with that, I will adjourn the meeting and thank you all very, very much. Members, staff, everyone who's made today possible, given the short timeframes, the difficult timeframes that we've been operating on. Have a wonderful week going forward.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Chairperson.
Thank you, Chairpersons. Thank you, members.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.